Hey guys, welcome back to Dak Creations, and today I'm going to show you how to draw the word knot with the texture of rope, so it looks like a knot. Alright, first thing you want to do is, if you know script, this is going to be real simple, but if you don't, you're really just writing out the words and connecting them in one continuous line. And you can disconnect at certain points, like obviously if you do I, you can disconnect to do the top. But you start out, like for the K, you're going to do a cursive K. Cursive or script, whatever you want to call it. You know, there's a lot of liberties with this where you can just write out the letter. Just make sure all the lines intersect. And O. And the O's normally you got cursive at the top, curve at the top, into the T. And with the end of the word, you could go up, or you could underline it with the end tip, but I'm just going to go up like that and finish it. And bring this there. And there's going to be a line for the T. So that's your basic outline of what you need to do. The next thing you want to do is you're basically going to just make it 3D in a sense, or more dynamic, just sticking up the lines. So basically what you can do is just go under, and since this is the outline, you only really need to rough in, and then you can decide what definitively what do you want to keep on the top or the bottom when you're done. But right now you're just thickening up everything and making sure everything connects the way you want it to. Oh, with the O, there's gonna be like, it's coming from here. So what you're gonna do is come around, double it up, have this one come out a little bit, and then have it cross over sort of like this. When you get to the top here, you're gonna, and like I said, those are just guidelines. You can always switch them up to what you feel looks better as you're doing a more finalized piece. And T for the line. This is just one loose rope that you can go through right there. Here you go. That's your rough baseline for your drawing. The next thing you'll do is get mechanical pencil or a pencil with a sharper tip. get it right here. And this one, you're gonna make more definitive lines. And what we're doing is just creating you're just going continuous lines like this, where you can pick the direction you want it to go, but have it flow in a certain way. And you don't have to be too particular. You can be extra picky with this one, or you can be, real messy with it. It depends what kind of rope you want. I'm preferring a little bit more messy. And again, this is just pencil, so if you want to change it while you first put it in, you can. I like to do different directions, but like they're all going the same direction, if that makes sense, because it's the same rope. See what I'm saying? Different directions. But it's the same type of texture. When you go to curves, you want to change it up a little bit and have it flow. It's really just messy, because also when you put in the final lines, you can keep these in the background and give it even more of a add more depth. And you'll see what I mean when I get to the next part. But basically, you're just making your beginning textures. This is low-key is still more of a base drawing that you're still doing right now, just base guidelines in a sense, because these you can also erase. It just looks a lot cleaner, and you have more liberties with it to play around. It's not as final as when you put in the ink. I made this end black. You can make both ends black, or you can have it wavy like that. And you can cross hatch it like that if you would like, but again, it's not final, so you can just play around with it at this stage. So after you do that, the next thing you want to do is you want to get not a really fine point, but like a thicker outline point, because the fine point pen you're going to use for the inside, so the outside you want it to be darker, more definitive. So you can use a Sharpie, or if you have a thicker fine point, you can use that as well. Alright, I'm gonna kick this in the time lapse real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. So then what you're gonna do is you get your fine point ink pen and you recreate those messy little lines you did. The more you put, the darker it gets, the messier it gets. And it gives you a totally different effect if you leave a lot more white spaces. And like I said, if you don't choose not to erase, you get that little effect there too. You can add more stragglers out if you want. I'm gonna continue doing like how I was, and kind of cross hatch it with the underneath tone. And then right there, if you change directions, you change this. Can go back and cross hatch it. Make some areas darker than others. When you start cross hatching, it adds more depth and darkness, like right here. In different directions of it. It gives more of a shadow feel to some of the letters. If you're gonna do a shadow, just make sure it's on the same side. See, like this one's on that side, this is on this side. And if you wanted to continue that out with the O, you go right here, like that, and you come back in like this, and do the outside. Just make sure whatever you do, just make sure if you want to have it continuous, you can. The good thing about this font is really messy already, so you can do whatever you want and no one will know the difference. You just keep playing with it till you like it. You can even go as far as to do like little squiggles like this. And you see the different textures you get when you do that type of swiggle. And cross hatch on top of it that add more depth. Like under it, there you go. It's a good thing about this font. It doesn't have to be the same going all the way around all of the letters. It doesn't have to be uniform. Then, when you're done with all that, and it looks how you want it to look on the inside, you come back with your black marker. You can get to darken up some spots, but you can add little outside things like this. Just little curves under the letters. Random lines around it. It adds movement to the piece in my opinion, and it just makes it look cooler. So I'm just gonna add them around. And that's how you draw not in graphic lettering with accents that look like rope. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a nice day.